getting back on track, I think Emily has the best character arc in the entire show. If you thought Edward had strived through to victory, if you thought Boko was a great mentor figure, if you thought that Mavis going from being sassy to more understanding was cool, I think Emily's character arc, where she starts off with people not liking her for taking Thomas's coaches to actually rescuing someone, is just so cool. The fact that she's Thomas's friend after that is just so cute. I even love the fact that she helps Bulgy turn good. She can be a bit stern when Thomas and Percy are making fun of Salty, but she's very understanding when Henry gets sick. I just think Emily has the best character display in the entirety of Thomas and Friends. If there's a character if this character is not good, I don't know who is. If any of you are not that into Emily, I respect your opinion, but I think Emily is cool. But if you thought that Emily was the only new character, we haven't even talked about the rest. Mordoch here is as strong as a giant. That's right. I think Mordoch has to be another great character to this series. A lot of people really love Mordoch, and most people might say that Mordoch is their favorite Season 7 character. So Mordoch is this very big and strong engine with 10, count them, 10 drive wheels. He's kind of relatable to me for someone who wants peace and quiet and doesn't like big noise. Like, I find it funny when he calls Harvey and Salty chatterboxes. That is it's like so funny. But yeah, I thought him calling them chatterboxes makes me crack up. However, I do feel bad for him when there's sheep on the line and he's like, please stop. I'd rather be back with the chatterbox engines. I love Michael Brandon's voice for Mordoch. Yeah, so I can see why people like Mordoch. Mordoch probably is one of the most relatable characters I can look up to. And it is such a shame that Mordoch never appeared in the CGI era. I don't know why Andrew Brenner missed the opportunity to get Mordoch back. Honestly, I'm hoping that Mordoch does return in All Engines Go, but I'm sure most of you might hate it. But if you guys like Mordoch, tell me in the comment section. I think Mordoch is a cool guy. Now we move on to probably one of my favorite Season 7 characters next to Emily, Arthur. And no, I'm not talking about Arthur, the PBS Kids show. I'm talking about Arthur, the Red Engine. So Arthur's original name was supposed to be Clarence, but they decided to change it to Arthur. Now, if his name was Clarence, I thought it would have been more cool, but I think Arthur is a nice name. So Arthur has a spotless record. He's basically like James almost, but he doesn't want to get his paint dirty, and his spotless record means he's never been naughty or made a mess. That was until Thomas convinces Arthur to pull trucks and stop them from singing, only to cause chaos and ruin Arthur's paint job. But one interesting thing about Arthur is that he likes fish while Thomas hates fish. One of my favorite Season 7 episodes is where Arthur hopes that he can get the fishing village job, but he's very sad that Thomas gets it. But Thomas is like, P.U. Like, Thomas hates fish, which I always found funny. But I am happy that Arthur did get his own fishing village line, and I am kind of glad that Arthur is still in character from the hit era, but it's a shame that he never appeared in the CGI era like Mordoch. I don't know why they never returned. Arthur is such an amazing character. I'm sure fans praise Arthur like he's their god. He's their Lord and Savior, along with Mordoch. I think Arthur is a legend, and no other characters can change my mind. Belle is a nice character and all, but Arthur is better in my opinion. Alright, so those two. We only have two more characters, so now we have probably one of the best characters in the entire series onwards. Spencer the Grand. Spencer, in my opinion, was one of the best Season 7 characters of all time. I like his pompous personality, the fact that he's Gordon's cousin, which I didn't know as a kid. The fact that he's so arrogant and ignorant when he, like, I have plenty of water. Like, when Gordon says, don't forget the water, and Spencer's like, who cares? Even when Gordon says, run out of water, he teased, and Spencer's like, yes, I must have a leaky tank. I always thought Spencer was a cool guy, and it was so great for him to return in Season 8, I forgot the name of what number of episodes. I know it's Edward the Great, but I just don't know the number of the episode. But Spencer is still a nice character. He makes a great antagonist and hero of the Rails. Spencer does kind of make a great villain, in my opinion, and for the fact that he's so pompous and egotistic, he feels like he's the center of attention, probably like James. But Spencer, in my opinion, is a very cool guy. It's really a shame that he only is a one-off character in Season 7, but it is nice of him to return, and I'm thankful that they gave him more screen time in the CGI era. And his CGI voice in the US dub is just so beautiful to listen to. Spencer probably has the best voice out of all the characters in CGI. Alright. And now we move on to the very last new addition to Season 7. He is none other than the great Fergus the Traction Engine. Fergus, in my opinion, has to be one of the best characters in Season 7. Next to all the... I think I like all Season 7 characters, but Emily is my most favorite. Anyways, now that I'm getting into, Fergus the Traction Engine, I think Fergus, in my opinion, has to be one of the best looking characters for the fact that he's a railway traction engine. A traction engine not like Trevor. He can actually run on rails, he's fully steam powered, and he can pull rolling stock. Fergus was one of the best characters to ever be introduced. The fact that he's a mentor figure like Boko, but he's kind of like a bossy bot, if you know what I mean. And I kind of like the fact that Bill and Ben... I like Bill and Ben's voices by Michael Brandon. The fact that they mimic Fergus, do it right, from morning to night. Keep your funnel out of our quarry. Don't interfere. And, he's just an old fusspot, said Bill. He's always saying, do it right. The next thing he tells us to do, we'll do it wrong. I just love Bill and Ben's characters. They're probably the funniest characters, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm talking a lot about Bill and Ben here. But it's nice of them to return, and the fact that they tried to, do the wrong thing, and Fergus, saves them in a way that gets him damaged, which that's kind of sucked, in my opinion. I hate the fact that Fergus got damaged, and that's why he never returned, which is really upsetting. They didn't have the budget to fix him at the time, so Fergus never made an appearance, which is kind of disappointing in my fact. He does appear in 2 other episodes, Salty's Stormy Tale and Fergus Breaks the Rules. I think Fergus Breaks the Rules is another one of my favorites, because it kind of had Devious Diesel in it, and if you don't know, Diesel is one of my least favorites, because I don't know what it is with Sir Topham Hatt always bringing him back if he's just going to cause trouble and have him sent away. That was just really weird in my opinion, but I think Fergus overall is a very nice character. Alright, so I think that's all I have to say about characters in Season 7. The other characters that do appear are very great. I think Oliver has a nice voice in Oliver the Snow Engine. I think that seeing characters like Harvey and Salty is nice. Seeing characters like Birdie and Toby and Percy, I think there are a lot of great episodes that don't have Emily in them. However, I think that some of my other favorite episodes would be James and the Queen of Sodor, even though Gordon tricked James, which is stupid. I thought the Queen was a normal human, but she's just a slimy old tub, as James puts it. I thought James was going to get dirty, but he doesn't, which is kind of nice. I thought Michael Brandon voicing James was so cool. The fact that the narrow gauge engines get more screen time in the series... usually the narrow gauge engines only appear in 3 episodes of Season 5 and 3 episodes of Season 6. Now, the episodes with the narrow gauge engines were great. Rusty and the Boulder was so thrilling. Duncan Gets Spooked was spooky. Snow is a nice twist. I think that Duncan was probably one of my favorites, along with Faulty Whistles. Faulty Whistles had some of the best music, in my opinion. I love the headmaster playing his organ. I love the fact that it shows Duncan without a whistle and other stuff. Elizabeth in Season 7 is nice. I think seeing Terrence is nice as well. And even the fact that Michael Brandon gave Donald and Douglas Scottish accents is still amazing. I think that overall the characters in this are so well thought of, and it's nice to see fan favorites appear, like Duck and Oliver. Some of my other favorite episodes would be Percy Gets It Right, Thomas and the Avalanche, Rheneas and the Roller Coaster, Trusty Rusty, and a few others.